It's fantastic to see so many of you here today, both in person and online. Hello, online. I understand we've got a combined audience of over 1,000, which is amazing. But this is about community and the role that we've got to play. And before I hand over to Justin, I'm going to tell you a bit more about what to expect from today and maybe how to get the most out of it. It's a very busy schedule, but one that's packed with incredible interest and value. Today is about the what, the why, and the how of digital twins. It's about the full picture of where we've come from, the reality of where we are now, and how we launch ourselves into a better future. To tell the story, we've split into 3 streams. This is stream 1, hosted by our special guest, Henry Frenby-Taylor, and it looks at how we connect digital twins and how they're addressing industry challenge in stream 1. In stream 2, which is on the ground floor, near the workspace and the exhibition area, Chris Jones and Jonathan Eyre take the theme of how the UK is championing innovation in our field, and down in the lower ground, with John Holden as your MC, we get to grips to how the community is coming together to accelerate connected digital twins. We've designed this programme to answer as many questions as possible, to provoke thought, to galvanise ideas, and to get you talking to the right people. Online, you can navigate through the streams, and if you're in the building, there are digital signage in the corridors to help you know where to go. And also on the main DT Hub website, we've put a schedule so you can find it in one place. But there are absolutely huge opportunities for networking, both in the online rooms and also in person here in the building. So I do encourage you to join in, share your story, discuss the big topics, and find your collaborators. There are very few chances to have such a rich and a diverse mindset focused on connected digital twins, all in one place. We have an exciting future ahead of us, and we must continue to challenge what we know in order to get to where we want to be. So I'd like to turn now to Justin Anderson, the director of the Digital Twin Hub. He's only halfway through. He's been here for 50 days. He's got 50 days left of his 100-day plan, and he can give us some insight in where we are and where we've got to get to. Justin.
Thank you, Alison. Thank you, Alison. And thank you as a community for being so welcoming to me. I've been here for just a few weeks, and I've really felt a great sense of community. When I first got here, I instantly felt this sense of a home. And I hope today, in our headquarters, you feel that you're at home here and you make yourself comfortable. It's important that today you feel part of this community, you join it, and you embrace it. What I'd like to do is to talk you through the last few weeks of what I've learnt at the DT Hub to bring everybody up to speed with what we're trying to do here. So the DT Hub has a very simple, efficient, transparent hub and spoke model. We have about 4,000 spokes. Those are our members globally. And our job is to be able to help create the safe spaces to bring them together in order to be able to share experiences and insights and knowledge about digital twins. We have an operational team based here that is responsible for managing everything, including today, and I'd like to say a huge thank you for the hard work that they put into getting today together, and the CPC team and the events team that sit behind them. It's fantastic. Can I just say thank you to them? So we're governed by a world-class board with an advisory group that Alison chairs. We have a council that connects with our 4,000 members through the various different mechanisms. And one of the main things that we do is to chronicle the knowledge that takes place through those interactions that we facilitate. We have a weekly call where we bring together somewhere between 100 and 200 professionals to talk about the very latest in digital twins. We bring together academic papers. We record podcasts. We have our own studio next door, over at the back there. We have, today will be fully recorded. Every interaction, every question that is being asked will be chronicled to create this record, this dynamic record of where we are now. So we have a very real picture of exactly where we are. We're not deluding ourselves that digital twins are anywhere other than exactly where we know they are, because we have the information. We also have a good record of how we got here, every lesson that we've learned along the way. And we have a very good idea of what's coming up and some of the future technologies that will allow us to instantaneously compute hundreds of thousands of algorithms within a digital twin, creating value that's difficult to even comprehend. This picture gives us a great platform to then be able to understand what needs to be done, what are the constraints. And today's constraints are typically not today's technology. Today's constraints are the skills required to finance and design and build and connect those technologies and get senior leadership on side to be able to support the programs that we're running both within companies and across companies. These skills are not just engineering skills. They're much broader. We need to be able to work out how we deliver socio-tech skills out into the market that ensures that we can unblock some of these constraints. And if we can unblock these constraints, and if we can close that gap, we can deliver huge economic value, we can deliver huge public good, and we can safeguard our environment. The problem is, right now, we've got a lot of confusion, lots of confused messages, people saying this or that or the other, what's the definition of this and how does it all fit together? We have to come together and align and make sure that we take that confusion out of the market, because it is slowing us down right now, and we need to make sure that the buyers and sellers are able to have good conversations so they know that we are agreed as a community how this should be delivered, and then work to be able to deliver our individual value chains appropriately to deliver that. The way we've set about addressing this is through working groups. Our working groups actively focus on particular areas. You'll see them in Stream 3 today. I hope you'll join at least one of those working groups, and my real hope is that after that you volunteer some of your time to engage with them going forward. We need your help and support to create an environment where digital twins can thrive. You as a community are really important to engage with us. What do we do with that? They come together, they create the outputs. Those outputs are the inputs into work that's been going on since we started in Cambridge at the Centre for Digital Built Britain, where we created the Gemini papers and the Gemini principles. And we're updating those principles with the output of the groups that we've got. And those principles can then underpin roadmaps, like you'll hear from the Minister later on. They can underpin training programs. They can underpin our ability to manage procurement processes in a more efficient way. So finally, just one consideration about what is different about digital twins, and I think really sets twins apart from other technologies. Digital twins have the ability to take theoretical concepts, academic research that can be codified and then delivered to solve real-world problems, and therefore avoid some of what happens today with shelfware at the back end of great research that doesn't make its way to solve real-world problems. And for me, if we can address that, then we can really unleash the potential of this. Finally, I'd like to just thank our sponsors, headline sponsor DNV, our supporting sponsors Arup, CACI and National Grid ESO, and program sponsor KPMG, and importantly, our drinks sponsor Fujitsu, who are sponsoring the bar later, and I hope as many of you will still be there at the end of the day as are here now. Thank you very much, and I'll pass back to Henry.
Thank you, Justin. It's so exciting to be a part of this community, and Justin has tried to ban the word exciting today. So let me say that I'm looking forward to a breathtaking, enthralling and invigorating day, which begins with a very great privilege that I have to announce the Right Honourable Jessie Norman MP, Minister of State for Decarbonisation and Technology for the Department for Transport. So please lead us in a rousing, an invigorating, an exhausting round of applause for the Right Honourable Member. How's that?
Fantastic. Well, I have to say, rousing, invigorating, exhausting. We love all those words. Thank you so much, and what an absolute delight it is to be here. As Justin just said, I am Jesse Norman. I'm the Minister for Decarbonisation and Technology in the Department of Transport. What a complete joy of a job that is, and what a fantastic pleasure it is to have a chance to talk to you all today and see this kind of massed array of boffins and technologists and entrepreneurs and engineers all together, online and offline, thinking about these incredibly interesting topics. So thank you so much for that. I must say, all the more so to be in the building where Pink Floyd wrote A Brick in the Wall. And I mean, just astounding fact. I'm thrilled about that. And we're going to put another digital brick in the wall today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to say. And if you'll excuse the extended metaphor. So let me say a couple of things. Digital twins. I mean, of course, I can't think of the word twins without thinking of that extraordinary work of art that I know will have been in your minds ever since the idea was first formulated, which was the film Twins, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito. You may recall that the tagline of the film was, "Only their mother can tell them apart." And I rather feel that the joy of digital twins is precisely that. You've got that same feeling of similarity and difference. You've got that sense of a piece of physical infrastructure, a physical entity, and then you have its direct, if we were going to be a little technical about this, functional mapping in digital space of a digital twin. And then, of course, not just in the aggregate, but in parts, and of course not just statically, but dynamically. So forming a system. That to me is extraordinarily interesting, and I would almost use the word exciting if it hadn't been banned. So let me say what a joy it is to talk about that and introduce not just that topic, but what we've talked about, what we've called the vision and roadmap for 2035. Now, of course, what are we talking about? We're talking about a history of development which goes back at least to NASA and the moon landings, the preparation, modeling, all of this stuff, you know, in a world that's tractable and manageable because you're going to be in outer space, or if not outer space, something close to it, in thoroughly hostile circumstances to being able to make an intervention. So you pre-think it all through, you do all the work. You have, in other words, a real-world system captured inside a digital virtual space. And you model all of the intricacies, the characteristics, interactions of the physical within the digital. It's that creates this astonishing potential for flexibility and understanding. And of course, in bridging that gap between the physical and digital world, it's not a one-way relationship, of course, it's a two-way relationship, and it's a dynamic, evolving, interactive relationship. And in that sense, digital twins have the potential to give us the best of both worlds, and therefore a much broader perspective on how these different systems interact and of course change over time, because inevitably all physical infrastructure changes over time. And in turn, we can therefore, the promise is to increase the responsiveness, reliability and resilience within certainly the transport space, which is the one that I'm thinking of, and the different services that go with that. Now, I think you know that there's an awful lot of this work already underway, whether it's land, air, or sea, and that they are already, digital twins are already contributing to the growth and sustainability of our business and of our social world and our public realm in the UK. And of course, that doesn't, you know, there's a tremendous amount of research and development, innovation going into this area as well. Let's take some examples. I mean, one famous example, as you know, is Rolls-Royce, who've used digital twins to reduce jet engine maintenance by 1/3, and that's saved, they tell us, 20,000 tons of carbon so far. That's a heck of an achievement. In Oxford, we have private and public sector working together to combine live traffic management and modelling with air quality predictions. So anyone who's spent time in Oxford, and I spent a lot of time there, will know that's a very attractive outcome. The air quality isn't what it should be, but also improving traffic flow, and of course that too is of vital importance. If you look at the numbers on congestion, the joy of congestion is that it's about the most widely modelled topic you could imagine in terms of the distance between different estimates. I've seen congestion costs for the UK at £800 million a year. I've seen them at £40 billion a year. It's a big number, whether you take the low or the high level. So something that can make an impact on that would be tremendously important. In the West Midlands, as you will know, we have this automation innovation testbed, Horiba Mira, and they've used digital twins to reduce testing costs for lower emission powertrains by 70%. And alongside the National Physical Laboratory, they're now exploring the use of digital twins for testing AI-powered autonomous technologies. So that shows that there's an awful lot already underway in specific examples, and we can only expect that the transformative power of digital twins is going to grow over the next few years, in part, ladies and gentlemen, because of the astounding work that you're going to be doing. Let's also just reflect a little bit on how they can make a difference within transport. Of course, one is greater interaction, greater joining up between modes. That's a kind of dream for all transport ministers and technologists. A system that's better connected, not just within itself, but with cognate parts of the public realm, the energy sector, local communities, all those things starting to work much better together. Huge potential, not just in transport, but also in the whole economy. And you know, anyone can bandy their numbers around. The number I've seen is 140-odd billion pounds of dollars of value in this market by 2030. Globally, goodness knows if that's true or not. It doesn't have to be too far out to be still a pretty substantial number. So I think it's extremely exciting overall. Now, let me talk a little bit then about the digital twin vision and roadmap for 2035. Now, it's a 2035 roadmap, right? It's not the far distant future. It's the distant a horizon from where we can see it now in technology terms. It's designed to bring together investment, research, development in a much better coordinated mixture, and to put this very, very important emerging area right up there where it needs to be in people's minds, both in business and more widely. And of course, it needs to sit alongside, and I'm pleased to say the Department for Transport has been very good at this, a much more energized approach towards data. We've published our transport data strategy recently, and towards AI. I think you can expect in the not too distant future to see a transport AI strategy coming out from my department, which we're already thinking about, trying to bring this rather fragmented system and bring it together into a much more cohesive whole. So I am delighted that we can move forward with that work, and therefore now are able in a position to launch the digital twin vision and roadmap for 2035. Again, that roadmap talks about the need for coherence. It talks about the cross-modal, cross-sector opportunities. It talks about the interconnectivity I've talked about. It's been developed by the Transport Research and Innovation Board, which was something that we set up when I was last at DFT. TRIB, tremendous institution. If you haven't had a chance to get stuck into it, you know, get your head around that. Lots of incredibly thoughtful, interesting people doing wonderful work, working together. And of course, it also benefits from the arm's length bodies, public sector, government, industry, academia, and within the wider DFT family, there's a whole bunch of arm's length bodies who've got tremendous expertise that can play into this. And of course, it also includes case studies, and those can relate to things such as EV chargers, passenger movement through stations, and of course, a whole suite of other activities. The joy of transport is it's a very measurable, very, as it were, modelable activity, and that's one of the things that makes it so interesting. Now, we want, through the roadmap, to establish standards for flagship projects so that we can really be clear about what we're doing and at what level and what our levels of aspiration should be. And therefore, we've created a dedicated team in the Department of Transport to lead on digital twins. They're already working with the Turing Institute to tackle some of these thorny issues in relation to, for example, international freight and transport resilience. However, that's not my only purpose today. I also want to announce the UKRI competition winners for the establishment of a digital twinning research hub. That's been a goal of ours. We want something that will support the wider decarbonisation strategy, that will improve integration of transport systems. And I'm delighted to say that Professor Philip Greening of Heriot-Watt University and Professor David Flynn of the University of Glasgow have succeeded in winning that competition for their Trans-IT project. Starting this month, they will work with others to develop a proposal to establish a national research hub that, if successful, will be supported by up to £20 million of investment by EPRSC, SRC, part of UKRI. And I am excited about that development. I very much look forward to seeing their work. I very much look forward to hearing more about its fruits, and I want my officials and the wider TRIB group to focus very much on this area as this important work zeroes in towards its kind of initial concluding outcomes and the establishment of that hub. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is just a brick in the digital wall. It's only a beginning. It is fascinating to note that as the intervals in the uptake of technology and the speed of growth seem to get shorter and shorter, so the challenges, the social and the economic challenges, and frankly, the political challenges of just bringing this together, making it all work, maintaining public consent at a time of extraordinarily rapid change, those things haven't gone away. That's one of the reasons why we all need to work together. It's one of the reasons why digital twinning can be so effective if it's pursued by us all collaboratively and with the kind of energy and, dare I say it, excitement that we've seen already in this room today. Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen. It's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you, and I really wish you Godspeed in your excellent work. Thank you very much indeed.
So thank you, Minister, and we very much welcome the Roadmap 2035. I encourage everyone, it will be online, you can go and look at it, you can go and start getting involved. I encourage you to do so. I love the example because it's a model. It's a model how a sector is coming together with a common goal to improve its own understanding of the infrastructure it depends on. Today is a day of celebration. It's a celebration of connections and collaborations. And seeing so many people online and in the room, I'm honoured to speak to you at this first ever Digital Twin Connected Twin Summit, hosted by the Digital Twin Hub and Connected Places Catapult. Throughout my executive career in technology, or being a boffin, I have lived through the rise of digitisation, both in the corporate world and in my own home, and the dramatic effects of disruption have been constant. I've also learnt that to succeed at speed, you need to experiment and you need to collaborate. The Digital Twin Hub, which I am proud to chair, is a key player in this world of digitisation and a vehicle to help the UK digitise at speed, to get better outcomes for people and for nature. But today I'd like to cover 3 areas: give an overview of how far we've come, then explain why we should connect digital twins and what are some of the challenges in doing so, and then end with some thoughts about where this could go and announcements of what's coming next. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the clicker from Henry, who's got it. Otherwise, this could be a very boring presentation. Thank you, Henry. So, the Minister's already touched on this a bit. So when I look back to when was the digital twin term first coined, that was way back in the 2000s. In fact, as mentioned, NASA was the first to use the term in 2010 when they were modelling spacecraft. And we see that digital twins are very much making their mark in many sectors. People immediately think of things like transport, manufacturing, energy, construction. But every single sector, from biotech all the way to the arts, they're finding new ways of working and improving their operational efficiencies through digital twins. Until very recently, digital twins were limited to single systems, silos. But now we are coming together with the knowledge to join these systems for a more holistic view of our domains. But let's be honest, we live in a very complicated world, and the interconnectivity of systems makes it difficult to effectively manage and optimize them. And this is where digital twins makes a difference. Twins are not all the same, as the Schwarzenegger example showed us, and their diversity of roles is what makes them valuable. The outcome of the government's cyber-physical infrastructure review prioritises a whole number of things: security, interoperability, value, frameworks, guidelines, standards, and skills as key enablers. By collaborating as a group on all of these aspects and using our own industry-specific challenges, we need to ensure that when individuals make breakthroughs, We can quickly share those experiences and build better outcomes for everyone. And that's where the Digital Twin Hub plays a very key role. Like most of us here today, the Hub is on a journey. It was founded on the Gemini principles in 2020 at the Centre for the Digital Built Britain, and it began as a key component of the National Digital Twin Programme alongside the Information Management Framework and the Climate Resilience Demonstrator. This is a roadmap of key things that have happened in this past year. Through collaboration, we've tested concept, we've established building blocks, and created an important knowledge base for connecting digital twins that's useful and practical. It's through collaboration that we've evolved as an organisation with a very defined governance structure and purpose to deliver more and more opportunities for you, our members. We are driven by our motto, learning through sharing and progressing through doing. And we aim to boost the strength of understanding and know-how in the community who've got the drive and passion to innovate. In April, we welcomed Justin as our Digital Twin Hub Director. And as a community, we have grown in numbers. We cover 40 sectors, 80 countries. We are the largest online community worldwide dedicated to digital twins. And last week, we're very proud to say that we reached over 4,000 members, doubling our numbers in just over a year. We are diverse and we're inclusive. Our audience reflects this today across industries, across disciplines, and importantly, where we are on our digital twin journeys. Some people in this room have got decades of experience. Some are just starting, and that's important. We can share and help others on their journeys. Wherever you are, I encourage you to get yourself involved in the industry working groups created by the community for everyone, and I'm thankful to my board members who have helped shape and run these working groups. The groups are here to steer decision-making on key issues affecting our industry. Get involved. Make it your objective today to join a group and engage in the discussion taking place in the lower ground floor or online in Stream 3. So, what do we mean by connected digital twins? I have a real hatred. I don't think digital twins should be constrained by definitions. It's a waste of time. The composition of a digital twin is driven by its use case and the purpose it serves. But a common understanding is digital twins, virtual replicas of physical systems or processes that can simulate and analyse data in real time. Connected digital twins can model entire ecosystems of interdependent systems, allowing for this more holistic and comprehensive approach to optimisation. Simply put, hopefully, connected digital twins are digital twins that connect across organisational or sectorial boundaries. So we all know data's gold. Data has value in isolation, but there is increased value and public benefit when that data is shared and connected. The business imperative for connecting digital twins lies in the value and impact they can bring to operations and efficiencies across any industry. Access to finance is key to putting this into practice. I think the road has been made slightly smoother with the introduction of corporate ESG reporting, making it an imperative for organisations to show progress, but businesses still face a challenge to identify routes for funding. Our digital twin financing panel later this morning and the business case working group this afternoon explores this area further. So how can we overcome the challenges of secure data sharing in this federated system and innovate in the knowledge that we are creating ethical solutions? I propose to you the Gemini principles. They are the foundations for the path towards this connected future. They provide a framework for secure and ethical sharing of data between digital twins. Data is used to inform, not control, other digital twins within the connected network. This ensures that data is only used for its intended purpose, and that privacy and security are maintained. You would expect me to say that, as I was the HSBC CISO. Data owners can push and pull information from their published digital twins, and users can request information in line with their needs. These Gemini principles are already embraced by industry, and we realise their significance, and now we need to take what we have learned and use these to underpin governance and inform new roadmaps, frameworks and guidance. Looking at that first line, consider the purpose of your digital twin. If you place people at the centre, we can design and optimise systems to meet the needs of the individual, from health to well-being, mobility, access to essential resources and economic opportunity. The result is a more open and collaborative digital twin ecosystem for the good of everyone. Let's consider again why we want to connect these digital twins. Federated networks will give us the insight to adapt to or find solutions to social or environmental challenges, both locally and globally. In short, they will allow us, the UK, to get there faster. By connecting different types of data sets across industries, we will gain greater context and generate more value. So we've touched on why we should connect digital twins and highlighted some of the challenges in doing that. I want to share with you some examples. We've heard some already, but these are examples of twins delivering outcomes for people and nature. A significant area where connected digital twins deliver value is in tackling the effects of climate change. Here we are in 26-degree heat, I think. Climate change is one of the greatest challenges of our time, and it requires urgent action. Connected digital twins can play a significant role in mitigating and adapting to its effects. Some in this audience will already be familiar with Credo, which was a climate change adaptation digital twin demonstrator developed by the Connected Places Catapult. This project brings together data across energy, water, and communications assets into a model to create this bird's eye view of the infrastructure system, highlighting the interdependencies in that network. It showcases the advantages of combining data and insights across sectorial and organisational boundaries. A quick film now to show how secure data sharing can be realised with a supporting framework that other industries can use. Enjoy.
Extreme weather events caused by climate change are on the rise. When we're not prepared for these events, the consequences are more serious. Failures occur across interconnected infrastructure networks, meaning power cuts, loss of communication services, and running water. This can severely impact people's everyday lives. And this is only going to become more of a problem in the future as these events become more common and more extreme. Ensuring that infrastructure is resilient to these events is critical.
The climate change resilience of infrastructure networks is a challenge that is not yet well understood and is one we need to address urgently. Asset owners really need to know who are they dependent on. It's really crucial both for the integrity of the assets but also for the service you provide your customers. For example, a range of infrastructure providers. If one of them is affected, let's say, by flooding, and that maybe affects an electricity substation, and then that problem cascades to perhaps the water company that's using that electricity to run its plant and pump water, or perhaps the communications infrastructure that needs that electricity to run the communications network. Understanding these risks in advance and how we can mitigate them is key.
Credo is really useful for Anglian Water to increase our understanding of infrastructure, interdependencies, and the future climatic impacts on our infrastructure. If we think about what's at the core of Credo, and that's data. In reality, it's how we are sharing and using data with BT and UK power networks, and then actually integrating future climatic models and scenarios. So once you've got that data in a connected digital twin that Credo provides, it means that then we can start to visualize this data and use asset failure models to look at how assets become impacted and how quickly and over what sort of time period. This is really about planning for the future. So if we can really understand how our infrastructure is going to be impacted in 10, 20, 30 years' time, that means that the investments that we make and our partners make are in the right areas to protect our assets and ensure that we continue to provide that service to our customers.
This will allow asset owners to use Credo to see the effect of extreme weather events on the combined infrastructure network. And crucially, this will inform what interventions they can make to increase the system resilience.
Credo allows BT to share information with other critical national infrastructure providers in a safe and secure way. It's a distributed architecture where we retain control over our data assets, but allow us to share those data aspects which enable others to better understand dependencies between different infrastructure.
Credo has been designed so that it can be extensible to other asset owners, new sectors, wider geographical regions, and a range of extreme weather events. The wider benefits are actually, it improves overall resilience. The more participants there are, the more holistic the solution that we see, and a better understanding of that interaction between those wider network groups, increasing the benefits from using Credo.
Collaboration through connected digital twins is key to tackling climate change. Can you work with us to expand our network? To get involved, visit the Digital Twin Hub, Credo, Taking Action page.
So this project is actually now entering a new phase. It's assessing the impacts of extreme heat on electricity and water networks. And you can hear more from Sarah Hayes and the Credo team this afternoon on the main stage or in Stream 1. Another example, actually at 10:30 in the Igloo, which is just over there. Sorry, people online, I don't think you can get to the Igloo, but people in the room can. It's the Bacton Digital Beach Twin. It's a virtual mirror of the Bacton Sandscaping Scheme in North Norfolk. This coastal protection scheme consists of a mega nourishment of dredged sand along the beach to protect a nationally critical gas terminal and buy adaptation time for the surrounding villages. The Digital Twin Beach uses the results of coastline modelling to predict the future state of the beach, to determine when a critical state is reached, showing when intervention is needed, and its predictive models are regularly recalibrated with the latest monitoring data, allowing users to make those informed decisions around the future investments and the management of that coastline. You can also learn about the Energy System Digital Twin Visual Demonstrator, developed by the Energy Systems Catapults with the Alan Turing Institute and Cityscape Digital. That's building a virtual replica of the whole UK energy system that can simulate and test scenarios for energy generation, storage and distribution. The project is being trialled by Manchester City Council with a view to achieving net zero across Manchester by 2038. Join Eloise Thatcher from the Catapult in the ground floor workspace or in Stream 2 this afternoon. We know, as boffins, that technology alone is not the solution to the challenges we face, but technology applied wisely is a key enabler. We need purpose-led technology, not technology-led change. Fundamentally, why connect these digital twins? Because they enable us to look at trade-offs between resilience, efficiency and cost from a holistic economic perspective. Let's finally turn to what's next. The future of digital twins and how we connect them, as I say, is not about uniformity, but about harnessing the diversity and the complexity to construct a resilient, dynamic network that can adapt and evolve to meet the demands of our digital future. Our focus now is on anchoring the network and strengthening the entire value chain of digital twins. But how can we do this? Imagine an alliance of cornerstone twin owners We are calling it the Gemini Alliance, to provide stability and support for the rest of the network to function optimally and create an environment where every digital twin contributes to the overall resilience and efficacy of the network. An alliance focused not only on harnessing the power of digital twins, but also on shaping the future of digital innovation. It's a solution that we hope will spread the load, allowing larger organisations to shoulder responsibility and giving smaller organisations a place to play. This is at the heart of the Digital Twin Hub's purpose, and later this morning, Justin will be leading a discussion on breaking through the digital divide to unleash this power of connected twins. He'll be joined by the Alan Turing Institute, the Open Data Institute, iOptics and Fujitsu. And again, you'll find them on the main stage or on Stream 1. But as I say, technical solutions are clearly necessary, but they are not sufficient. We must also address the human and organisational factors. It must address ethics and skills, commercial, legal and regulatory frameworks. There is a clear and current need for professional training to support individuals and organisations to develop competencies in digital twin technologies. Taking reference from the skills and competency framework set out in the Gemini papers, we've moved this vision into a reality. We are linking our skills working group with key infrastructure owners and operators in the Gemini Alliance to understand their needs and define a professional training package for digital twin skills that will address the skills gap and be accessible to everyone. Today, I'm absolutely thrilled to announce that in partnership with Cranfield University, the Digital Twin Hub will launch its first CPD course in digital twin skills in October this year, and hopefully that QR code will tell you more. We also have 2 skills sessions running this afternoon, and I encourage you to attend and influence the debate if this is your passion. Drawing us together online is our website, a member forum, a platform for learning and sharing. Platforms like the Digital Twin Hub and counterparts across the world have this role to play in bringing together people and expertise to focus on connecting digital twins and to make sure the latest guidance, tools and programs meet the needs of our communities that we support. This is your space, a space for making contacts, finding the tools and guidance that will help you cross the next hurdle in your journey. We're updating the design of the website and refreshing content in a way that helps our members to spot the latest materials and find what they want much more easily. Over the next few months, we'll be adding exciting new features, including free learning materials developed with the Open Data Institute, a collection of new case studies, enhanced member company profiles, and new Gemini call pages. So I've provided a view of how far we've come, explained why and how we need to overcome the barriers to connecting digital twins, and given you some pointers for what is coming next. Our summit today encourages us to think about our own digital twin journeys, making sure we have access to the right information and that we use the guidance and frameworks to manage that information effectively. As you make your way across the event, online or in person, you will find topics and presentations aligned with the Gemini principles. The why, showing the value of digital twins and connecting systems. The how, busting these barriers through collaborating as a community. And the what, sharing the intelligence between systems, its meaning and benefits. We've also included a few, can I say exciting, Henry? New and exciting concepts to stimulate ideas and help us enable an ecosystem of connected digital twins. It's a very packed programme and it will be very hard to choose. I'm particularly looking forward to the Gemini call live at 1:30, but that's just me. So in conclusion, the benefits of connected digital twins extends beyond business and economics. We must draw from the knowledge we have created so far and work together towards a more sustainable and resilient future, where connected digital twins play a significant role. An ecosystem of connected digital twins is a game-changing tool for us all to navigate in a fast-moving and uncertain future. Systems thinking will create a smarter world. Wherever you are on this journey, we want you to discover the right path, and today is your opportunity to help build this smarter world. Thank you.